Welcome to Modern Chromatic. I'm James, and I'm joined today with my buddy Josh.
Very qualified.
Yeah, I'm joined with my buddy Josh, and we're reviewing the film The Thing. I guess we should describe the film for the people that don't know what the fuck we're talking about.
Okay, yeah.
A research team grows paranoid after an alien begins to mimic the people that are working there. So the film, John Carpenter's survival horror film, 1982, was released in color, but we watched it in black and white, and man, it changed so much stuff.
God, completely different thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pun intended, right? Completely different thing. Yeah.
I loved how it looked. It was like a completely different experience. It was like it was in the 50s.
The whole time, we couldn't stop talking about
Yeah,
how it felt old, but so new at the same time.
Yeah. No, it was like the original, which I haven't seen.
Yeah.
From another
Well, I hear that there's
world,
nothing but
planet.
doors opening and closing in it.
Close the door. Come in. Close the door. Look, I'll expect you back sometime tomorrow night.
Yes, sir. And I'll close the door.
And the alien's just standing there like... Like they just throw up some fucking music
It's
or
all
whatnot.
in wides.
Yeah.
You know, like in the 50s. So.
Well, you know that the whole movie of The Thing is based on a book, right? More importantly, it was about communism and the Red Scare. And so whenever
Really?
the original black and white film came out, it was just about like, can you trust the man in the room next to you? You know, like, is he
Is
a
that really the
commie?
subtext of the film?
Yeah. That's what I've heard is the original subtext. I'll do some fucking research.
No shit, I didn't know
I'm
that.
not gonna do that. Fucking write it down or something. Bitch about it somewhere. I don't fucking know. It seemed to make sense. It seemed like a piece of the puzzle that was like that clicked for me liking the film even more. When a film has subtext like that, and we're really choosing to watch these films in black and white, not because of the subject matter necessarily, not because of the actors, but because of the way the shot composition is, the way the cinematography is. When you had to shoot in black and white, you had to play with shadows a lot. Because you couldn't rely on color, you had to rely on grayscale and black and white. And so when we watch films today, like your Jack and Jill's, right? When we watch today,
Your Jack and Jill's.
$1.
$1's the winner!
Good luck to you. I never saw that before.
when you watch your Jack and Jill's today, it's like everything is just flat lit. You know, it's just like this. It's just flat lit, just so the audience can go, yeah.
Yeah.
Like just
they
to
don't
see
give a
it.
shit anymore.
They don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Yesterday when we were talking about the Cabinet of Dr. Caligari and how they painted the shadows, like that's another way of like manipulating the space you have without color. We see films today, and it's like everything's flat lit. It's just to get the point across. But there's some movies like The Thing, and like other films we're going to watch and review that are shot so that they're dynamic, not just with color, but with space and with emotion and how the psychology of film can manipulate you as a viewer and make you feel like, you know, uncomfortable or something. Just that whole
Totally.
scene, like with the special effects too. It looks great. It still holds up today in color. You know, there's the claymation scene though with the hands. You know,
Yeah.
next to the dynamite. It looks all Beetlejuice.
Okay, I believe you.
And so like those scenes, they play out a little bit more believable in black and white because you're seeing just variations of the same color. You're not seeing reds and greens and fake reds and fake greens.
Right, yeah, the
you know what I mean?
effects were, they're already amazing.
Yeah.
When you see them in black and white, they are more convincing.
Some of the special effects, though, don't pick up as well. Remember in the beginning when the Norwegian gets shot in the head and you were like, what happened? And I was like, he got shot in the face. There's no red.
Yeah, I missed
There's
that.
no red there because the way that the camera is, it's straight profile. And there's just like a little bit of busted that's come out of his goggles. It doesn't really read well because there's no red.
You
There's
think
no
they
blood.
Right.
You can't tell because the goggles are black and then the blood is red. but in black and white, it looks black.
It's pretty simple effect.
Yeah, it's very simple effects, but like it didn't read well in black and white. So like that's where a moment it kind of fell.
Dude, I forgot that it opens on aliens entering. It opens on a spaceship.
I agree. I agree.
So I
even
say
like,
about
I
that,
turned to you
yeah.
like because we see just like like it's just black with punch outs and that's the stars, right?
Yeah.
And it's like I turned to you and I was like, this is the one scene that everybody forgets. Like, this is the one scene everybody forgets because it's nothing like anything else. Everything is one location.
Yeah, it's like
It's
a Star
one
Trek
tight
shot.
knit- yeah, exactly.
And then
It's just an establishing shot, but it's
and
honestly
then
it's
you're in
not
the snow for
necessary.
2 hours. Yeah.
It's not necessary. Which, can we address why the thing all of a sudden knows how to, like, vocabulary? It can vocalize with human beings?
Yeah, it seemed like it had their knowledge,
Yeah.
which was weird.
We can just sweep that under the rug.
Yeah,
we don't
who
have to
cares?
address that. Yeah. Remember the intense whites? And I mean, like, in the night scenes. When Kurt opens up one of those flares.
Yeah.
He's got no way out of here. Just wants to go to sleep in the cold until the rescue team finds it. What can we do?
Yeah, that was
And
really cool.
You said, it looks blue.
Yeah.
I was like, I know, it does look blue.
Yeah.
It does look blue.
And I was wondering if that's because of our memory of seeing it in color.
Whether we make it or not, we can't let the thing freeze again. Maybe we'll just warm things up a little around here.
I think I saw it like 6 years ago, so this is really cool to watch.
Yeah.
When they have the spaceship that's being built, I was like, how the fuck did he build it so fast?
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, well, he's been switching out. The things have been going on.
Yeah, well, that was just, something that I thought might make logical sense. But you're right, though. You're right. Like, how
Oh, really?
has he been?
I thought that was the next...
No, that was just me coming up with, like, a logical solution. It's like, okay, well, it wasn't provided in the film as to how long he's been doing this.
Right.
So let's just assume he started day one. He got
So,
there
yeah,
at
I
the
mean,
camp. He assimilated a human, the guy that we thought from the beginning.
Yeah.
And then that guy started building, and then he assimilated
that's the
somebody
way you
else.
can explain
so
it.
then you've got two working. It may be a
Right.
hive mind creature. With the special effects, there are countless special effects that are superb and above the others. But like, what is your favorite?
Oh,
It just sticks out.
shit. I wanted to choose a less popular one because they're all so fucking iconic.
Yeah.
But the dog scene is probably
Yeah,
my
the
favorite
dog
for
scene.
real. Like the for an interesting, less famous one because you're gonna show footage for it, I'm sure, is the quick shot where they show that dude getting assimilated. It's one of the first where they show the person and he's like,
Oh, it's wrapped around. Yeah, it looks like an
That was
umbilical
so
cord
cool,
and shit.
because they
It's
sh-
roping through his mouth.
yeah, exactly. They show it for a second.
Yeah,
And
it's
like,
so
oh,
quick.
gross.
Yeah.
It's fucking gross.
Yeah.
What's yours?
Well, I do love the dog scene. Like, we can talk more about that because, like, a lot
Oh,
of that's
yeah.
reverse footage,
Yeah, it's
which is
fucking
great.
amazing.
Which is something that isn't done anymore.
No, they don't
it's
do
like,
that.
no, we'll just throw CG because it'll be cheaper and stuff. I'm like,
and easier.
Yeah.
You sit at a computer and it gets done.
God, it's just so. It sucks. It sucks because the practical effects for that scene. I mean, we were talking about like when the Venus flytrap part opens up and you were like all the tentacle or all the tendrils
Like
are
petals,
dog
yeah.
tongues. You told me.
Yeah.
It's just like it's mind blowing.
And they show that for a second.
Yeah,
also.
just a moment.
You don't even get to comprehend how gross it is.
Damn it, Charles, torch it!
I like how when they burn things, it's not long enough. Like, I would let that thing just to ash.
Yeah,
no
seriously.
way. No way.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Well,
like...
it's cold out.
Yeah.
They're conserving energy.
They're conserving energy, yeah.
We're in a crisis right now, alright?
Yeah.
Probably my favorite special effect is the whole scene with, I don't know, the doctor scene sticks out to me when the belly opens up and the doctor loses his arm.
That is a
It's like
good
so-
jump scare.
Yeah.
No music either. And it's brilliant too, because when I first saw that, I was like 13 years old, and it was the most disturbing thing I'd ever seen on film.
Yeah.
Truly, it grossed me out. I couldn't sleep. Yeah. But you don't see it coming because he's
Defibrillator.
defibrillating.
Yeah, defibrillating.
They've distracted you
Yeah,
with a medical procedure, and you have no idea.
The real distraction is the standoff with the gun. When they're defibrillating the guy that we knew from the beginning, we're like, that's the shadowy figure. It has to be him. When they're defibrillating him, they're bringing him back. There's something going on in the scene, and it's an argument. So all your attention is focused on
the argument.
on the argument. Oh, they're gonna bring this guy back. We haven't seen him get changed or anything like that. We haven't seen anything really with him. He's just some guy.
And then it attacks, and no one sees it coming.
In the head, just like stretching up. Sets, man, the set was really interesting. Like seeing it in black and white, it felt so much more eerie. Like there's shots, where they do the hallway, where it's panning or not panning. It's a trucking right or left, and then we just see wall, and then the long hallway, and then wall again.
Yeah.
It's so. That shot is already great because it's well composed and well thought out and well executed, but like. Even in color, everything's really matte and bland because it's a research
it's just a
facility.
gray
Yeah, it's not.
room,
It's not fucking Hollister or some shit. It doesn't have color anywhere. Hey, you need a T-shirt? Somebody's screaming over the music. It's just like, but when you see them in black and white, it becomes so much more sterile. It becomes even more like when Woody Allen does like all white and stuff. Everything just seems so sterile and like futuristic, and this seems sterile in such a way that it was like clean. And this alien infection, like I don't know, it just played so much more well when you're watching the atmosphere in black and white. It was so fucking beautiful.
I know, and like when you watch a movie from the 50s, unless it's fucking Stanley Kubrick, who actually shot like ahead of his time back then. But like in the 50s, everything was wide.
Yeah.
Like a play, like a
yeah, you had to
play.
see everything, exactly.
Everything was wide. So watching this in black and white is like watching a 50s movie. I think the video game, and it doesn't matter, but there's a video game cabinet that it's asteroids, which I thought that was kind of cool.
Oh, you're talking about, yeah,
Just
okay.
in the main dining area.
I never noticed that stand-up video game, yeah.
Yeah, it's asteroids.
Well, how interesting,
perfect.
that it's asteroids.
John
fight
Carpenter is a
aliens.
huge gamer, actually.
Really?
From what I hear.
Dude,
yeah.
perfect.
It's cool. Another thing, the score.
I mean, I could be completely wrong about this, but I'm pretty sure he originally was uncredited for the score, and he gave him the score, and they weren't going to use it.
That's so crazy.
And they decided.
That's
I hope
crazy
I'm
to me.
right about that. So if I'm not, just cut it out.
Yeah, Wikipedia.
Yeah.
It like slaps over your
Yeah.
face. The score is fucking
It's
amazing.
it's
like
fucking
if
perfect.
we digress back
So
to
simple.
talking about a 50s film, and we're watching it visually, and it's changed. We're watching it in a black and white style, but even watching it black and white style and hearing contemporary music does something too. I just thought that was so
Weird.
You would think
What
you would
was
have
contemporary? Didn't feel
No,
contemporary.
I just mean in the sense of like that juxtaposition. You've got black and white, which implies old.
Are we talking about the
dated.
synthy music? It's synthy.
Yeah, and it's
Right.
you've got this more contemporary
Subtle,
stuff.
subtle, but yeah.
It's 80s and it fits the color version of the thing. Like it fits that colored version. Obviously, it fits the movie. It's made for it. But what I'm saying is like the film since we watched it in black and white, it's like our brain thinks, oh, an old timey movie.
Right.
Hey, yeah. And it's
Yeah.
like some fucking brass.
Take
or
it down
some
to the
shit.
soda fountain.
Exactly.
It's my name.
But nonetheless, so like you've got our brain is like, oh, okay, here's this old film we're watching, you know, and then we've got elements of horror that are more graphic and real than horror then.
Fucking terrifying.
Exactly, and then
compared
we've
to
got
back then.
music that doesn't fit black and white.
This greenhouse has an outside door. You get out that way.
Captain, we can get to it from here through the generator room.
You do go with them.
You know,
That's
it's
true,
It's
yeah.
so crazy.
With the black and white, I just remembered something that you had said. We were watching it, and we all noticed that barrel.
Yeah.
It's like, what?
Early
Why
on.
is there a barrel? I never
Yeah.
remembered that. But you're
The
like, it's
Exxon
because of the
barrel.
black and white.
Yeah, I felt like because it
It's a
stuck
giant
out
black
to me.
thing, like on
Just
the-
right there in the lower third, and then we cut to like a reverse shot, and like there's another barrel, and it clearly says Exxon, and you're like, well, does that have something to do with the film? You know,
It said Exxon on it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Or Chevron, one of the others.
Yeah, something like that.
Something that devastated land somewhere.
Yes.
Insert picture of travesty. But,
Laughing over Travis.
but
We're all gonna die.
yeah, but you're right. Like talking about the barrel, like that contrast. It's like we didn't see a blue barrel with white snow and like gradient colors of mountains and a blue sky and a helicopter that has color.
Right.
We saw everything for what it is without color, which is just negatives and positives of light. And so like just seeing that barrel just black, it was just like stuck out, and you're like, man, it's just so piercing.
Yeah, exactly. When it was blue, because everything was blue and white in the movie, and gray. And,
Yeah.
But when it was blue, your brain, like your eyes see it.
Yeah.
You don't think about it.
Yeah,
at
you're just like,
all.
oh, there's some color.
Yeah, it's a
I'm
fun.
looking at what I'm supposed to
I'm
look
watching
at.
the dog.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. I'm watching the dog because that's what I'm told to.
Right, exactly.
You take away all the color and you're like, well, that's one color against white.
Right, yeah,
like,
exactly.
Okay, that stands out to me very much.
Which
very
I
much.
just talking about this, I can see why people, when they shoot for black and white, they make those decisions in the
Exactly.
set.
That's
even.
why we're doing this.
Right.
Is because like
Yeah.
films today aren't made the way they used to be made, where they made specific decisions to put something where they made decisions to put something where they made decisions to put something
Shit, I laughed. Go ahead.
where they made decisions to put something like that because it was going to stand out. They knew that it was going to be a white or black background, so they needed to have white or black in front of it to have that contrast. When you're watching it in black and white, it just sticks out. So like when you're watching movies today and they don't take that into consideration, we don't have our Kubricks anymore, right, guys? We don't have that anymore.
He's a
It has-
corpse.
we don't have specific things and eccentric oddities just set aside so that it's supposed to blend in, you know, kind of thing. It's funny when we're watching contemporary movies that are shot, not for black and white, but dynamically like black and white. Then we start to see those things pop up even more when we change it to black and white. Like it's just so, it's crazy.
The ending is great.
In what
It's
part?
just great. This is how the whole thing ends.
Starting when? Like when they kill the monster, or like
Oh,
getting up to that point?
Right, and you don't even know if it's dead. I guess, is it dead?
Yeah, because there's the whole...
'Cause it could
Are you
still be
referring to, like,
alive.
Childs? Like, that whole fan theory that Childs is the thing?
That shit pisses me off. I don't
Yeah,
think
yeah.
that's true at all.
Yeah.
Drives me crazy.
People say that it's gasoline or whatnot inside the bottle of whiskey instead.
People
Because that's
invent
what
all
they're...
kinds of crazy
Yeah,
shit.
I don't know. I love... I mean, if John Carpenter ever confirmed, like, yeah, it's true that yada yada, like, just pulled a Ridley Scott, like, yeah, that's it. You
Yeah,
know,
totally, like,
it just-
whatever.
Like, I think everybody would be upset because, like, the ambiguity of it is that they're going to die regardless. Like,
right.
that's them laughing it off and having a drink is like, let's just kind of sit here and wait it out.
Right.
you know, kind of thing.
And why the fuck if Childs was the thing, why would he converse with him?
Yeah.
He would just assimilate him because they're alone.
Exactly.
They're alone.
Yeah, that's a fucking great point. Yeah. Oh, it's just you and I.
Yeah, well, let's hang out.
Yeah.
I'll pretend to be a person.
Let's hold hands. Let's start there. Let's start there.
There wasn't any intimacy. Once they found out it was like there was an alien assimilating people, there was no intimacy in the entire film until that one moment. So you know they're both in the clear.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because
I guess that's a moment to breathe.
There's a few moments. There's like no intimacy there. I mean, except for when they're in the helicopter explaining the plot. There's not much intimacy.
yeah, that's true. That's
one scene. They're there alone.
Even though there's not a lot of intimacy, as James, as you brought up, James McKernan running camera, by the way.
This movie sucks.
Love you, dude. There is no intimacy, and any intimacy is strictly for the audience. We get moments where we got the two guys. Actually, no, where the two guys are sharing the joint, you know?
Yeah.
You got the stoner other
building
pilot.
little characters.
Like, they're not really conversing. They're not talking about politics or art or anything like that. Yeah. It's just like he lights up a joint and he can tell out of his periffs that the other guy wants the joint. And like just that passing of it kind of thing is really great.
They're colleagues.
Yeah, but
some of them are friends even.
Exactly, yeah. Some of them don't like each other,
yeah,
that's for sure. Before they're even aliens, there are you can tell who doesn't like who. But the intimacy is kind of lost, and at that moment, whenever they've defeated the monster, like you're saying, the end, it's just great, and they're having that moment to breathe. It's almost like the two characters sharing the joint earlier, you know, like just that little bit of, oh yeah, they are human. What was I gonna say? Oh, whenever Kurt Russell was like, yeah, fuck you too, and he like throws the dynamite, it's like out of left field.
Fuck you too!
Yeah,
it's like, is he saying that to Blair or the Thing?
Yeah.
Who does he really hate? Does he hate himself?
Yeah, when they blow him up, you hear dogs screaming and all the people.
Yeah.
I never noticed
all
that before.
all the
so
voices.
Cool.
It's almost like Terminator when the T-1000 dies and it's like molting through all its characters and you can hear the voices screaming out. It's very much like that too.
No, I don't remember that.
Well, we're going to watch it, so it doesn't matter.
Cool. Okay.
It doesn't matter. You're going to fucking see it, yeah.
Oh, really quick, the blood testing scene's fucking amazing.
Yeah, that's probably the most iconic scene.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, that jump scare gets me every time.
Oh, when the blood.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alien dick. Yeah, like just shoots up.
The way it was edited was so fucking brilliant because they're
There's
having a conversation.
A distraction.
Exactly. Every time.
Oh yeah, fuck you, motherfucker. Blah!
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Just explodes
because
right
they
next
start
to it.
testing everybody.
Yeah.
And then they're like getting comfortable.
Yeah.
And the audience is too.
Oh yeah, I know. Lord knows I was. I was
Yeah,
like, God, don't let anything happen because
there's only 3 left.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm doing you last.
It's
so perfect.
I feel like it scares him. You know, like Kurt Russell in real life. I wonder if he even knew it. He was
really?
Yeah. I have no idea. I'm just saying.
That'd be cool.
We hear of directors doing that.
We'll do you last.
So like, back towards like Hitchcockian tension. Like you were saying.
Yeah. Regarding that, a famous example is 2 guys at a table talking about baseball or something, and there's a bomb under the table.
Yeah. Like that whole irony, the audience knows, but the scene, the actors.
Exactly. They're talking about the plot and
the characters.
And there's something serious going on, right?
Exactly. Yeah. No, that's a great point. That's a great point.
And then they use that. I didn't even notice
so well, over and over and over.
Yeah.
In the movie.
Yeah, I didn't even notice that until it's something your brain notices.
Oh, back to the blood test scene. That is referring earlier, like, favorite scenes, and I referenced, like, the doctor scene. Like, I love that scene, but probably the blood test scene is my favorite.
It's so good.
The blood test is, like, the tease, and then the whole transformation, and the dummy guy, and he's like, ah! It's just dummy legs. Like in black and white, it looks a little bit better. we know it. We know what it is.
It's only like a couple shots too.
Yeah.
They're just like.
Jack and Jill.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you shouldn't make fun of that movie.
Okay,
Right.
fair enough. I forgot you're a die-hard fan.
It's cool.
Die-hard fan.
We'll rebuild.
We'll rebuild. Okay. All right. Well, I think that's enough. I'm gonna sign off on this one real quick.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks for joining us, Josh. Thank you for joining me, brother.
Yeah, it's
Next
been
we're
a
gonna
pleasure.
have- Yeah. Well, I'm glad you joined. Next time we're gonna have James, the dude behind the camera, the other guy. That being said, tune in next time for Modern Chromatic.